A letter to President Putin from an Australian. I have watched over the past few weeks the growing number of comments and articles regarding the new laws passed by Russia's lower house of parliament against the propaganda of non-traditional sexual relations. On Thursday night, the news reported President Obama expressed his concern the human rights of gay, lesbian, transgendered people in Russia were being abused. It is easy to think, what can one person do? Particularly one person in the land down under. Yet I was reminded of the quote that is ascribed to Edmund Burke. All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing. Plato also said the penalty good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. History is littered with examples where good men were indifferent or good men politicked while countless were murdered, raped and abused under the guise of racial or religious genocide. In my own lifetime there has been the Congo uprising, Idi Amin and Uganda, Pol Pot, the Hutu and the Tutsis, Bosnia and Serbia, and now Syria. So I decided this Sunday I will not be indifferent. I will not sit, shrug my shoulders and whine there isn't much I can do. I will join my voice to those throughout the world who are expressing concern. To quote again from Edmund Burke, the true danger is when liberty is nibbled away for expedience and by parts. We live in a period of time when liberties are being nibbled away for national security purposes. There is a greater awareness that safety from terrorism and attacks from within countries requires a greater level of security of its citizens. Yet to allow the liberty of whom a person is to be eroded, to dictate the gender of who a person will love by state laws, is liberty not nibbled away but pushed aside in a tidal wave by the dominant group for their own agenda. Men are most foolish when they measure their masculinity by the size and the scale of their weaponry. Featured stunts of self-defense, shooting animals and other stunts of hypermasculinity fails to hide the gnawing fear, I may not be man enough. A group of men bullying one man because of his sexuality does not prove the masculinity of the bullies. All it shows is their craven fear, their self-hatred and loathing, and their ultimate weakness that they will not go within themselves to heal their self-anger, their self-loathing, preferring instead the cowardly, easier option of being a bully. To President Putin and the leaders of Russia, history allows us to write our own epitaphs. What epitaphs will you have when you have proved to your own dissatisfaction that you are heterosexual enough? When you lie in state and worms have already begun their feast of decomposition, will you take your place in history with the likes of Gandhi and Mandela, gentle men who withstood the corrupt and abusive regimes in which they lived? Men who are men because of their strength, of their conviction for right and to protect other people. Or will you simply join the line of dictators, a long line of weak men who sought to reassure themselves against fear, loneliness and anxiety by their brutality towards their people? To gay, lesbian and transgendered people in Russia, I stand with you. When you are bullied, I stand with you. When you are isolated and alone, I stand with you. When you are harassed, I stand with you. When the night is long and you fear there will be no dawn, I stand with you. when you long to be held and to feel the loving touch rather than the brutality of a fist, I stand with you. When you begin to doubt yourself and feel there must be something wrong with you, I stand with you and shout, no, there is nothing wrong with you. To quote once more from Edmund Burke, our patience will achieve more than our force. Or to update it, as Freddie sang, we mean to go on and on and on, because we are the champions. From Australia.